It's time for yet another episode of the Voiceover Gurus podcast. Real talk about the voiceover industry with your hosts, Linda Bruno and JJ Wilson.
Hey JJ, welcome back to the Voiceover Gurus podcast. How are you?
Linda.
Say suddenly you're mute.
What?
You're never mute.
I'm mute? I'm not mute.
You're not really mute.
Oh, no.
You looked like you were mute.
I was just going, I was so excited to be on the podcast with you that I did my Jim Kirk for a minute.
Oh my gosh.
Bones.
Wow.
I don't know what you mean.
You look like you're having a seizure.
Okay. So does he.
A seizure.
Hi, Linda.
So what's new? How's your July going?
Oh, it's going very well.
Have a nice trip?
Oh, that's right. Yes, it was wonderful. I had a great time. I met with family, and then we had a barbecue. And then I drove for 80 frickin' hours, and then we came home.
Okay, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yes, this in the past thing is killing me.
And we've had a couple of really great workouts this month. Oh,
haven't we
July.
though?
Yeah, we have.
We really
Fantastic.
have. The mock audition.
Well, that hasn't happened yet.
That hasn't happened yet.
Our mock audition is happening the last Wednesday of July.
No, but I meant the last mock audition.
Oh, the one we did in June. Oh, that was fantastic.
That really was amazing.
That was fantastic.
At one of them, I remember that we had to do. Linda is a genius, but this happens sometimes that I liked a certain person, a male, and she liked a female, and the spot called for either or, so we decided to book them both.
Yes.
A male and a female version, because they were both just so dead on. And they both went, wow, we got you, both of us? Yes. And that does happen. That does happen.
In some castings, it does.
Yeah. So it's really fun.
In our little,
really fun.
Our fake world, it happened.
Yep.
It was great.
And we also, I'm really excited to say this, but we have passed on 2 of our students to a very big time agent, because it was time for them to fly away. And they
in the same week too.
Yeah, in the same week, and they were both
2 of
accepted.
our students. 2 of our students are now direct competition to us.
Right, right. I did tell the agent. I said, "Now, if this new guy books one over me, just let me know, okay? Just let me know." He lives about 40 minutes from me, and I don't know what happened to your studio.
It is exciting though,
No,
because
it really
it's like
is.
that proud moment.
It really is.
Proud moment.
That's what it's about. That's what we do. We're real, and they've done it, and they've done it for less than $22,000. And they're we taught them how to set up their rooms and which microphones to buy, and the lessons they took on the classes and the demos probably didn't add up to half or a third of what some of these other places charge you.
And I would say the amount of coaching that both of them did was pretty equal, although the gentleman that I had recommended had been doing voiceover for about a year or 2 before he met up with us. Right. And I know he wished he could have met up with us earlier because he really took to our coaching style. Right. But the gentleman that you referred started a lot more recent than the gentleman I did.
Yes.
And has a lot of really great natural delivery and talent.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna give us a little something away. I won't say his name, but when he first came to us, he is, I think, born right around here in Tennessee, and he's got that southern drawl thing going on, and he sounds very country. Yeah. And the first things out of my mouth when I heard him talk was, "That might be an issue." That you have that accent. And I said, let's read a script together. So we did. And man, the natural talent that man has, his believability. And when he read the script, I said, never mind what I just said. Forget it.
Yeah. It works for him.
There are things that I can't do because I either sound too gruff or too old or too this or too that. Same thing with an accent. If you can make it work, and there's lots of work for stuff like that, they're everyday man. But holy mackerel, this guy's good.
But it goes to show you that it's his performance.
Yes.
It has, his accent can be a hindrance, or in this case, it can be a unique thing. But if he's not a good actor.
Exactly. He won't book anything.
Right. And that's what makes it different for him, because the way he interprets the copy makes it work.
Yeah.
You connect. He connects. So even if you have even a slight speech impediment or something that's different about you, that doesn't mean you're out of the game.
Oh, absolutely not. Different is okay. Different is okay.
Yeah.
And he's been booking jobs all over the place. And so we'll see. But
if
he's
you're good as a performer,
wonderful
that's all that matters.
At listening and hitting right, because we get paragraphs and paragraphs of direction for an audition. And he just seems to get to the bottom of it very quickly and gives us exactly what we're looking for. And that's what's most important, especially if you're in a session. The clients, yes, they want you to be there for a whole hour because, damn it, that's what I paid for. But I don't know if I've ever told this story, but when you're doing a session with clients on the phone or what have you, and you do the first take and there's no noise, nobody says anything, you know that you got him. And they go, well, Jim, well, why don't we, Bill? Yeah, just have him do, a lot of that. And they don't know.
I remember the first big job I booked when I moved to New York. This was like 97, 98. It was for a shoe store, and it was for a bunch of wild spots. And it was for 7 commercials. So it was like huge. Union, the whole 9 yards. So I go in the city. This was the first time I'd gone to Howard Schwartz recording studios. And nervous as all get out, right? And I wind up recording the spots in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was like a group of producers. And they looked at me and they said, do you realize you just did 7 spots in 45 minutes? And I was completely naive. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. I guess that's good. Not realizing that naturally, and my coaching and everything I'd worked on had come together, really well. And that is what really impresses. But actually, I had a session last week where they booked me for 3 hours.
What was the booking and who was the agent?
It was through your agent, actually.
Oh, well, never
so
mind.
Right. You can't.
Oh, great. Lost another one to Linda.
My first booking with that agent.
Sorry.
So they asked me for 3 hours, and I said to the agent, I go, my God, what am I reading? They want 3 hours. She goes, well, it's like 5 videos. It's like a big job. And I was like,
How long are they?
Sure. Right. So she sends me this stuff, and I'm like, well, they're only like a page and a half each. Okay.
Okay, so 37 minutes, you should be back home again.
Right. So fine. I'm game to do whatever it takes. So we connect via, I think it was Skype or something, Zoom. And these 2 lovely ladies were coaching me, but they decided that every 2 lines, they were going to have me do it differently. So I wound up, and just like what we do in the workouts, say, give me that line 3 different ways. Right. They had me read it all 5 scripts, and 3 of the 5 scripts were similar. All the change that existed was a product name. But they still had me go through line by line. Right. I don't mind. I'm not complaining.
That's what we do.
My point being.
That's what we do.
Right. My point being, a 3-hour session I did in an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because of practice, because of knowing, okay, let me try it a different way. Let me try this. Yep. And then they were thrilled. They absolutely were so happy with the finished product. But again, practice.
Practice. A similar story with the Science Channel. I got my first job from them, and they are an hour and 56 minutes of audio for a 2-hour show.
Wow.
And so they sent me the 2 hours of script, and I took the time. I read through it 10 times before the session. I wanted to be very familiar, and we all got on board, and I did it in 2 hours and 12 minutes. And the lady said, how did you do that? And I said, I've read it 10 times. And she said, you took the time to do that? And I went, well, yeah, this is what I do for a living.
That's what it takes.
And I wanted to impress you, and I didn't want to take up, an entire afternoon of your time. And
right.
I wanted to be very familiar with what I was talking about, and this is what I do.
You gave a great direction, I think, through a workout. I don't know if it was last week or the week prior, where you said you should, as practice, take a script, your audition, whatever it is, and read each line 3 different ways.
Yes.
And just do it, just for giggles.
Yep.
just to get yourself used to that. And that's what we try to do with you through the workouts, because the more you get used to it, you're like training your brain to let go and think, oh, well, let me try it this way. Let me try with a different inflection, with a different meaning, maybe even with a different attitude, a different character.
Exactly. You
But
can do the whole
every
script
single
that
line.
way. And even if one of your takes doesn't sound, if you want to read it like, I find myself reading copy like Elmer Fudd sometimes. I just read through it once and, hello, welcome to Americana Outdoors. Just for fun, but it's while you're doing that, you're practicing. You are practicing. And,
That's the most
Culpeper,
important.
Virginia. No, I don't need an extended car warranty. Thanks. But yeah, it's a great exercise. And like I've said before, when I watch television, if there's a funny newscaster on or a weatherman who's affected, I will go into that read immediately. It's going to be partly cloudy. And my wife goes, oh, God, here we go again. Can we just listen to the radio or turn it off and read a book, something? But that's how I practice. I read the signs on the side of the road all the way from here to New York, She goes, please don't. Get out of the car.
Yeah,
but
that's
anything you
annoying
can do
for
to
a
read
partner.
aloud as much as possible and try everything, even stuff you don't think will work and probably doesn't, but it still stretches you. So yeah,
Just do it. Do it.
No, hey, that's a good slogan. Let me write that down.
Just do it. Write that down.
I'm going to give that
Write
to Jiffy
down.
Peanut Butter, I think. Just.
So one of
do
our
it.
students had a question.
Oh, really? I hate it
yeah.
when they ask questions.
I know.
Jeez.
Well, he was asking where the majority of our work comes from.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to know? Hell no. What do you want to talk about next, Linda?
So we are extremely giving with our information.
That's right.
But actually,
From a
I'm
guy?
not giving anything. I'm not giving you anything that you can't figure out yourself. But for me, I actually get a lot of new business from my website. And I don't know if it's because my site has been up for so long that people, the little Google spiders figured it out. Because I don't blog, and I should. My web guy's always like, blog. That way, the more you blog, the more it gets it out there. I'm not that kind of writer.
Either, no.
But I get people to contact me through there, and I don't pay for Google AdWords or anything.
Yeah, I don't either. And I'm like third in line when you type in J.J. Wilson on Google. So I don't know. My wife did that. I don't know how she did it. I think she paid somebody, but I don't know.
But somehow you're being found, which I guess you can find out. There's ways, but if you have a good website, and then a lot of times I just get booked from my website. I get booked from my demo.
See, I don't.
You don't get booked from your demo?
From my demo, yes. From my website, no. No. I mean, very rarely do I get booked from my website. And I don't know why. It's so easy. J.J. Wilson, there it is. Listen to them.
So do people contact you and ask you to quote jobs or?
Well, yeah, I use the, one of the pay-to-plays, and I just...
Oh, but I'm saying through your website, they don't contact you that way.
Oh, no. Huh. No.
That's what I'm saying. I get contacted through my website.
I don't know. It's weird. I have the agents, I have the pay-to-plays, and I have 35 years of past clients.
Right.
So they just sort of call and go, here, read this. And I go, yes, sir. And ma'am, Miss Ma'am Honeyface. And I do it. But I should update I have updated it recently, but I don't seem to get the traffic there that you get. So we'll have to talk about this later.
I think that when I first was starting out as well with the internet, I tried to link my website to as many other websites that were of a similar voice acting arena.
See, I haven't done that. That's what I haven't
Some
done.
of those links still exist, and sometimes they have the oldest pictures of me and the oldest demos of me.
Right.
But I think that is one of the things, because for years, I will connect with production companies overseas. I'm connected. Yeah. I had somebody in England did a search for voice talent in America, and apparently I came up. And they were as being mentioned, like as in a lot of searches. Yeah. So it has to be from me just throwing it out there to as many avenues as possible. Yeah. So it's anytime you have an opportunity to link with someone, or a directory of some sort, any kind of voice directory. I even linked up my ISDN line into a directory, when I had one.
Right.
Same with Source Connect.
LinkedIn. That's another good way to get work. All the things, blogging, and all the things that I should do more of.
I know, it's a lot. I would say that some of my biggest clients, though, my biggest HSN came to me through finding my website.
Ah.
Yeah, and that's a big one. Verizon found me through voices.com.
Yeah.
Years and years and years ago.
Yeah. You never know what
Verizon
can come
did.
from those. You never know.
I think Costco found me that way through one of the pay-to-plays years ago, too.
Gotcha. Costco found me when I was actually in Costco. I was watching one of your videos, and they said, do you do voiceovers? And I said, no. I bought a little rubber boat and left. Anyway, it's a sad story.
So voices.com, you said, or what are we calling it? We're not calling it voices.
Oh, that's right. Vices.clams. Yes.
You said you rejoined.
I rejoined, and then I heard a story about there are two different categories now. You can either, Voices.com itself has like a management, and they send out auditions, or you can do the open auditions. And I heard a story from somebody, and they said that a person was booked for a job, and the day of, nobody ever called. And so he did a no-no, but in this case, I would have done the same thing. He called the client and said, you had booked me. I haven't heard a thing. We're supposed to record in an hour. What happened? And they said, well, your quote was too high. And he said, my quote was like $1,500. Oh, no. By the time we got the quote, it was $3,500.
No, it was $5,000.
$5,000.
They wanted $3,500.
Now you just gave away that you're my friend.
Well, I'm not the one that had the job.
No, I know.
It's someone I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's not
Someone
nice.
I know. No.
Because $1,500 was very fair for that job.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So I hope that is not the case still with this company. And
I don't know if things have changed or not. But I said to you the other day, I go, you got back on voices.com. I think I will too. And I go to check. I've been on voices.com for the last 6 months. I've just been deleting the auditions.
Yeah. Yep.
So, look,
we're
people
voiceover
starting
actors.
out.
We're not the smartest crayons in the box, but
It isn't that.
No, I know.
It's just that I don't either have the time to audition or I get better auditions through the agents.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
bigger auditions come through agents. Now, the thing is, I think some people think, well, I just got my demo together. Let me find an agent. And it's not that quick. You don't do that either.
No. Join the pay-to-plays first. Get some experience.
Yeah.
And
get
that's
some
a
clients.
great way to practice the craft is to do the auditions every day, all day.
Exactly.
And that way you'll get better, and then you'll start to book them, and then you'll start to get the bigger stuff, and then JJ and Linda will go, maybe it's time. But,
maybe it's time.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I've never recommended anybody to one of my agents. This is my first time doing that last week.
Yeah, the only person I've ever recommended, I think, is you and Kevin Kilpatrick, because he's outstandingly good.
Well, yeah, friends are a different story,
Yes.
but like a student,
Yeah,
I've never.
no. But this other
Right.
guy that we were talking about earlier is just so good that I knew he would get in, and he deserves it. He's a good guy and a nice guy and really good. So, and he worked hard.
So, as far as other sources of clients, I would say referrals for me. I get a lot of referrals.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. I heard somebody recommended you through this, and but again, a lot of my work is just from being in the business for so long.
Right. But like how to help people now who aren't in it. So
I would take a ping pong and forget it. No. Now it's changed so much. Just go after the production people in advertising agencies. Who's in charge of hiring voices. It's a challenge to get through to them because they hear, they probably receive 25, 100 demos a day from people, and to stand out in that is got to be impossible. That's why I don't do it anymore.
you have to do your research.
Yeah.
You get on LinkedIn or you contact companies and you find out, look, if there's a dream job that you have and you're like, I don't know, I want to do trailers. Then you do all the research you possibly can on it. You try to find out who the major people are, and then you try to reach out to them. And, if you believe in yourself and you have a killer demo, go for it.
Absolutely.
It may land in the right person's hands and then go, oh, wow, okay.
Like we've said in the past, you send a demo to somebody and a year later they call. A year. It's been sitting on their desk or in their computer. They go, God, you're really good. And I'm going, I look at my notes and I sent you that demo a year ago.
Right.
You just now, he said, yeah. But that's the way the business is. They've got somebody they use now, so they don't want anybody new.
Right.
Or they don't have anything for you or what have you.
But if you're thinking that things are going slowly for you, it takes time. It
does.
It takes
and
time.
You have to, even after 35 years, get used to the slow points.
Yeah.
And it's tough. Even after
Yeah.
this many years, you start to go, oh my God, what am I going to do?
How am I going to feed myself?
Oh my God.
How am I going to pay my mortgage?
Got to stop buying cars. I'm a car freak. Like I told you this morning, you were getting your oil change this morning. And I actually went in for an oil change. The car had, 3,000 or 4,000 miles on it. And I had to walk through the showroom to get to the service department. And there was this really cool Challenger. And I went, never mind. I want this, please.
Did you just leave the other car there?
Yeah, pretty much. And then my wife went away. She was driving a Hyundai Accent back in the day when they had no front end. And it was a stick shift, which I can drive a shift. It's just it hurts my foot. And she went to visit somebody in my car. And I was driving along 441, somewhere I was in Florida. And right in the very front row of this Dodge dealer was a bright orange Challenger.
Oh,
And
God.
I pulled in, and the salesman, of course, ran up to me, all 62 of them. And I said, why did you park that car right near the road? He said, so it would stand out. I said, it did. I'll take it. So my wife pulls in the driveway and goes, where the hell's my car? I went, it's right here, the orange one. Anyway, I'm bad about that. But yeah.
You are terrible.
Oh, I am. Just cars and I are freaky. Yeah. I've had a 56 Ford Crown Victoria. I've had an Etzel station wagon. I've had a 67 Bug.
Oh my God.
And the Bug was so old that the throttle used to stick. So I'd be in neutral at the toll booth and it would go, whee! And I'd have to get out of the car, go back and hit the throttle in the back of the car after I gave the lady the money and get back in the car and go. But yeah, I've had a few.
That's
Well, my
funny.
first car was a hearse.
I know, you've talked about that.
I mean, so from there on, I was kind of weird about cars.
Today, I'm at the dealership, and now I'm at the point where I'm leasing a car. It's due in the spring of 2022. And now they're looking at me like, okay, let's see what we can get out of this girl.
Right,
So I go in for my inspection
You need
and my
rust
oil
protection.
change. Yeah, it's suddenly, you need tires. Okay, I have 17,000 miles on my car.
They must be
So you're going to tell me.
tires.
I'm like, why would you put such crappy tires on if you think I need tires? So I politely said, no, I'm not going to do it. He goes, well, I'm going to email you everything you need. And I'm thinking, yep, it's going to go into a very special file.
Yep, it's round and about this deep. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, sure. I just smiled and went, no problem. Thanks for the information. Really? New tires at 17,000?
Right. Yeah. And your tailgate is broken.
What did you say? You need a new trunk?
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
it?
And then we're going to fill it with peanuts because it's a trunk. I don't know. But anyway, that's our car stories for the day.
So back to how we got clients.
Yeah.
Audition.
Audition. And in some time, you'll have people just calling you and you don't have to audition as much. But you will always have to audition.
When I reach out to production companies that are new for me and they've either accepted me on LinkedIn or they've said, yes, send me a demo. I always say to them, if there's anything I can audition for, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yes. If
Just
you
let
need
me
a
know.
scratch track, let me know. I'll be happy to do it for free.
Oh, that's nice.
Because, they're hearing your voice for 2 weeks while they're building the video. And finally they go, well, we like him.
Oh, you're smart.
Yeah.
You're
So I do that.
smart.
And it's also easier for me not to have to read to somebody else's, like an English guy who never breathes.
Right.
Once they do the scratch and build it, I don't have to do that. I just use me.
That's
fine.
That's a good idea. Although back when I was in the city a lot, I used to get booked for a lot of demos.
Uh-huh.
And the agent would be like, I'm sorry, it's only a demo because I only pay like $150.
Yeah.
I'd have to go to the city, blah, 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 blah. And I would never book the job.
Yeah.
I would always be the demo person.
I was that way with the trailer company. One day he called me and said, can you just give me and I did them for free. But he started to abuse it. And I said, I'm out at the dentist. He said, can you do it on your phone real quick and send it to me? And I went, no, sir, I can't. You have crossed the line. No.
Wow.
Yeah. Everything for free. Everything from
That's the problem. Give an inch, they take a foot.
Yes. Oh, don't say that, please.
Sorry.
No.
So yeah, I will always say, you know, I'm willing to audition for anything you feel that maybe my voice could be suitable for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then yesterday I had an audition from a client.
What client was that, Linda?
It's for an e-learning project.
Oh.
Somebody I met on LinkedIn, actually.
Oh, really? I'll have to
And
look at
she
your page.
kept me in mind, and said, here's a script. Give me a sample. So what did I do? I gave her 3 samples.
Oh, good.
And I made each one slightly different.
Interesting.
And just to say, hey, even if I don't book this job, at least they heard me with 3 different samples.
Right. And they might remember you for something else in the future.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And that's how you maintain.
Yep.
Think of it this way. What do they say? The seed might be just under the surface, about to bloom
Right.
and, you know, blossom. And you may not see it yet, but it could be happening.
That's
so you
right.
have to just keep chipping away.
That's right. A dog could go poopy on it, and then it could grow, and then
Exactly.
it'll be visible. It won't
Fertilizer.
smell good, but it'll be visible.
So
a
key
good analogy.
takeaway points.
Yeah.
A good website.
Yep.
Oh, a good demo.
Yeah, a good demo is very important.
So last week, I booked a couple jobs. They were not from auditioning. One was from my website, the demo on my website. Another from an existing client that I already had that remembered me. And the big job that I booked last week, I didn't audition for. They picked me from my demo and then just said, just give me a sample. And then they were satisfied with it.
That happens
So-
a lot. That's pretty much the way I get most of my work, is that way.
Yeah.
So,
So don't get frustrated with the auditioning. Think of the auditioning as more of a chance for somebody to hear you.
yeah.
You know, because it can get like the agent that JJ, referred me to, that I booked this job with last week. I hadn't booked anything with them in 2 years. So 2 years I was with them. They were sending me stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this kind of looks bad. I feel bad for JJ for recommending me. But boom,
All of a sudden,
it happens.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
And you start
Yeah.
to feel guilty. I was wondering about one of my agents that I haven't booked anything through in a while. And I'm going, gee, I wonder if they're going to call soon and go, get off my roster.
I know.
You're taking up space.
Sometimes I wonder if I should call someone and go, do you still want me
Yeah,
on here?
yeah.
I haven't booked
Hey,
anything with you
I
in a
just
while.
say to myself, if they're not going to say nothing, I'm not going to say nothing either.
Yeah, you know what? If they continue to send you auditions.
Right. They like you.
Because they don't have to send you auditions.
Right. And sometimes they write you back and go, great read. Thanks.
I know. It doesn't mean you booked it. No. It doesn't mean you booked it.
Just once I wish somebody would write me back. That was a shitty read, but you booked it.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. So try not to get frustrated
don't
with
get
all
frustrated.
the
Just
auditioning.
keep plugging away. That's the business.
Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
All right.
So we have workouts coming up for the month of August, probably a bit more sporadic because August is usually a very chill kind of month. A lot of people go away. But we are going to have a few workouts. We'll post those very, very soon. And also, we have our online course.
That's right. That's right.
As we're all getting back into the swing of potentially school coming up.
School!
Our online course. The reviews are coming in for the course, and it's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Getting a lot of really nice feedback, especially people saying how straightforward and easy it is to learn the basics of voiceover with an engaging, format.
Yep.
Being online, people are liking the videos.
And the written tests, I just thought that was a brilliant idea on your part. What is the point of this spot? And you really created a function for them to learn to take apart the copy. And that is so important, because if you read it and you miss things, we know instantly that you're an amateur.
Right.
And it spoils your chances of booking the job. But the way you've got it laid out, they have to read the spot, and then you ask questions about it, and they've got to be able to go, there was a comparison on the very first word and the very last word. Because if you miss they go, oh boy, jeez.
I found something interesting. I think I might have mentioned this on another podcast, because I have students that are here at my studio, and they learn from the book that I wrote.
Right.
But I teach them, face to face. Meanwhile, the online course, everything is, all written out for you so you can do it on your own. And I'm finding the students that have done the online course know the stuff better than the ones that I'm teaching one-on-one.
Yes. Yeah.
And because they do it on their own and they learn. I'm like, oh my gosh, they know all about inflection. They know how to, with the pauses. I had some fantastic students come through.
And that puts them that much farther ahead when they do start the one-on-one workouts with you or me or whoever, David or, whoever. Or Alyssa. Yeah. It's just a good thing to do. So
But now I'm thinking, well, anybody that comes to my studio, do I force them to do the online course? Because apparently it's not sticking when I'm one-on-one teaching it to you. I don't know. Oh, dog. Hello, doggy.
The one-on-one dog. Yes.
But anyway, join us for a workout or check out our online classes, our online courses.
Yes, classes, courses, workouts.
Classes, courses.
Mock auditions.
And we have we have guest coaches all the time as well.
Yes.
I think Mr. Strickwerda is going to coach with us this fall.
Excellent.
Yes.
And I guess we will have taken a few days off in July.
Yeah, we're already past
boy,
that.
did I need that.
You did. Remember you said you had a really good trip?
Yeah, it was excellent.
All right.
So
Everyone have a good rest of your day, week, whatever it is you're doing. Thank you for joining us. This is the Voiceover Gurus podcast. Any questions, comments, topic, ideas, info@voiceover.guru.
And don't forget, if you're a member of the Traveling into the Future Club, we're meeting last Wednesday at 3. Thank you.
Yes. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Linda.
Bye, JJ.